This is Imperial Collection.
I'm a little bit of everything.
Amateur gamer. In this episode, we'll be discussing what we think will happen in the finale. For more Alien Earth content, check out playlists that we've made. Links will be in the description of all videos.
So, Imperial, take it away.
Well, it's been another good episode. I've enjoyed it. But for my prediction, I think Nibs is going to beat up Morrow because he gets bruised eye and everything on his side. Also explained in previous teasers and trailers of where she gets the blood splatter on her face. And with how she's now, with her mental health declining again, I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to get somehow in this cell and she's going to beat him up. And I think Kirsch, when we see his scene where he turns around and he's about to shoot someone or something, I think it's because Boy Cavalier has found out what he's been up to, and he sends some of the guards down to the lab to arrest him or to kill him. But during that moment when he's going to get arrested, he turns around, shoots at them, and he gets shot, but he wasn't actually aiming for them because he knows he was outnumbered, so he decides to probably either shoot at the containment for the plant alien or the main power box we see in the previous episode that was being eaten by the fly. So I'm thinking it's either one of those two areas where he shoots at, and the plant alien, we finally get to see the glory of how it hunts and how it stalks its prey, because I generally thought, is that the Teocellus somehow got bigger, because I had no idea what the heck it was. One moment I thought, is it one of the cyborgs because of how fast it moved? I thought, is it one of the hybrids that climb on the wall? Like Spider-Man? I thought, no, that can't be right. And then, like I said, I thought, was it Teocellus? Somehow, has it got bigger? But no, it's the plant alien, and we finally know who it's going to actually be who gets eaten by the plant. It's actually Hermit's friend who we see in that scene. He's the one who's going to get eaten by it. So I think that's the end for that character. And Boy Cavalier as well, I think he's going to get the eye midge. It's also known as that, not just Teocellus it's called. So I'm thinking it's going to be him because we've had countless flashback scenes re-emerged from the first episode, because the first episode showed us the flash forward to what would happen in the future episodes, and it did. Showed out in the fly episode where we saw the same scene from the first episode, what showed Boy Cavalier at the table. So I'm thinking it's the person's face. We don't see the whole face, but we see it entering someone's eye, and it was blood, so it can't be a synthetic. So I'm thinking it is Boy Cavalier who gets the eye image implanted into his skull when he's not looking. And as well, I'm very curious to know why in the scene where we see it's flashing off and on the light, where we can't see what's going on, but we see Boy Cavalier is knocked over to the ground, and the Xenomorphs literally trample right over him, and then it attacks the two guards. So very interesting. Why is he alive and the Xenomorph let him? Is it because Wendy has a soft spot for him still, or something like that? So that's my predictions.
Well, for me, my predictions though for when Morrow's talking, he's either going to be talking to Wendy because, like he's saying, you're more than human, because they've just got a human consciousness, but they are this machine. And to have all that power is something quite phenomenal. Or is he talking to Boy Cavalier once, as I lovingly call him, Eyeball Paul, gets into him? Because as I've said in previous pod talks, that I believe that's what Boy Cavalier wants. He wants the alien in him because it's the power. He can't possess the xenomorph, so next best thing. And now, since seeing that Eyeball Paul can actually communicate, sorry, spoilers, it just shows the intelligence of this little tiny creature and how it can manipulate everybody. But every time you see the xenomorph like it was in its cage, it permanently looks like it's smiling. Like it's got this, I'm ready to go type of look. Nibs, I love that she hasn't died, because to see how ferocious she is, she's gone dark side completely. She's full-blown Sith now. She's done an Anakin. And I love it because she was this weak, timid little thing, but she has now just suddenly grown into this. She's a little bit like a xenomorph. She starts off very small, very timid, this tiny little creature that needs looking after, and now she doesn't need nobody. she's one to watch. And yes, I kind of agree. Maybe she does kick Morrow's butt a bit because he deserves it. This whole he manipulates slightly. Arthur's dead because of him. Countless other people are dead. So I think she's gone full blown bad at her. Curly, I think, just wants to be loved. I think that's all she wants. I think she wants to be loved by Boy Cavalier. I think she wants to be, and that's why when she realizes her world's not the same, she goes to her mother figure. Because when you're sad as a child, you just want a family member to comfort you and make you feel better. Slightly and Smee are now learning the error of their ways, and good for them, they're grounded. But I do feel that the synths are taking over, and that as you watch that trailer, the humans are cracking. Dame Sylvia's breaking. They're not as strong as they initially appear. They are now showing how weak of a species they are. They're food for the xenomorph, basically. They've got no control over the asylum anymore, and I do feel that Hermit has now risked losing his sister because everybody has manipulated her, and the only ones that haven't are the xenomorphs. And I feel that that is who she will side with. I think they will. She uses them to protect. Yes, she murders people with them, but she let him out to protect her while she was getting the Lost Boys. When Nibs, her, and Hermit were going to be under attack, again, she calls for it. It helps and she sends it away. She doesn't just let it wreak havoc and do what it normally does. It protects its queen, it protects its mother, and then it goes back to watching. And I love that connection because if anyone who's seen Alien 4, at the very end of that, when Ripley has to kill her child, you see the connection there between the two. She doesn't want to do it. So maybe is that eventually what Wendy will have to do? Is that like a little bit of foreshadowing? Boy Cavalier, I think he's just going to turn into Eyeball Paul's pet. So, True, how about you?
My predictions for the finale, I think that Morrow was talking to someone different.
Ah.
And I don't know why, but my brain just had this thought that he might be talking to either Kirsch or Nibs.
Ah.
Because Nibs is coming into this sort of new form with her mind. She knows what she's able to do. And it might be scary to some other people, but Morrow might see it as, oh, you're coming into your own. You now know your own strength.
I didn't think of it like that. That actually, yeah, is a good idea.
I think the Teocellus, I want to say it either goes into Morrow, because he's the perfect person to go to.
He's half and half. He's still human, but he's...
But also, he's like the perfect hostage from Weyland-Yutani. So what would be the perfect karma for him to break in Prodigy to then be turned into a Teocellus?
And then become the exhibit.
Yeah.
I like
That
that.
was the previous property of Weyland-Yutani.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's going to be his security guard.
Oh, Atom... What is it?
Atom
Imperial?
Eins. Atom Eins.
Because I think Boy Cavalier doesn't give him enough credit. I think maybe he thinks he's stupid.
Yeah, a bit like what the dumb security guard type thing. A bit like Upstairs, Downstairs, if you know the TV series. A bit like a servant, not... They used to think servants, not much of them.
Yeah. So, like, thinking very little of him.
Underestimating him.
Yeah. So, that would be quite a revelation if Atom does become it and then becomes all-powerful. Because, like I say, he's been underestimated. I don't know what Wendy was talking about when she said maybe they should fear us. Is she talking about the synthetics, the Lost Boys, or synthetics or Lost Boys, or the xenomorphs? Because she has that relationship with them. So she may be talking about either.
She's unique. She has a connection to both. Oh. Is that all we have for today, or do we have any more ideas now we've been talking?
No, I think that's it.
Imperial?
Well, of course, we did our own theory video for what could happen to many of the characters. It's called Alien Earth Character Fate Theory. So
Yep.
check that out if you want to have some of our ideas and what you might like and dislike about them.
And join in the comments what you think, what you've liked about the episode, what you've disliked about it, if you've got any theories or predictions that maybe we've not thought about, because anyone who listened to the last episode, we didn't do a very good job of getting it right. This episode really proved us wrong and showed us that there are still tricks up their sleeves.
And also, comment on how you think we're doing as a podcast. So any
Feedback,
feedback will be greatly appreciated.
because we are all new to this.
And we're all just winging it.
It's just we all love the Alien franchise. Some of us more than others. Not pointing out someone's lack of knowledge from a previous episode.
Hey, I'm the naysayer.
If you saw how much editing we have to do because of all the breaks he has to think, keeps us on our toes. So for tonight, it's bye for now.
Bye from Imperial Connection.
I'm a little bit of everything.
Game over.
Bye for now.